to Tuning In with Thom. I am Thom Jennings, music writer for the Niagara Gazette and Lockport Union Sun Journal. My columns appear in the Night and Day magazine, which is in both newspapers. This is episode 2, and if you would, please do me a favor, subscribe. That way you know when these episodes go up. We try to put them up at least once a week. Now, big music news in Western New York this week. Rascal Flatts. They announced their farewell tour. They've only been together for 20 years, and that includes a stop at Darien Lake. Now, I've seen Rascal Flatts a few times, one of my favorite live bands. I'm not sure if you're into country or not. To me, they kind of remind me a little bit more of classic rock. In fact, you know, back in the day, they were even doing covers by bands like Boston. Darien Lake's not my favorite place to see a show, but if you want to see them, this could be your last chance. But let's be honest. Kiss, they're coming through town on their farewell tour. They've done farewell tours in the past. Motley Crue, we know the story with them doing a farewell tour, and now they're back. And even the Doobie Brothers are going to be at Darien Lake this summer. They did a farewell tour back in the 1980s. So it's kind of hard to take the whole farewell tour thing very seriously. Also coming to town Sunday, Jim Gaffigan, stand-up comedian. Looking forward to that show. I will be there. I'll be reviewing it for the newspapers. So keep an eye out for that. So, big news coming up over the next month, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The fan vote, which is online, ends on Friday, and I figured I'd give you a shot at who I think is going to get in this year based on some trends. So here's my prediction for the 2020 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. At the top of the list, I've got Pat Benatar and Whitney Houston. Now, the reason I picked two females is because they don't tend to put two female solo artists in together in the same year, but they did last year, and that was Janet Jackson and Stevie Nicks. I think Pat Benatar is a no-brainer. Whitney Houston might be a little bit more iffy. But anyhow, I think that they're going to do it because 1993 was the last time before last year. I think the Rock Hall wants to make sure that they're putting in some female solo artists. Next, Dave Matthews Band. They're going to make it because the top fan ballot winner gets in every time, even if they only get one extra vote because of the fan ballot. If you know anything about the procedure, Dave Matthews Band, if they don't get in, everybody's going to cry foul because they won the most fan votes. Motorhead, I think they're getting in. They're probably going to get in before Judas Priest. Judas Priest is up this year, but let's face it, Motorhead was more of an influence. Notorious B.I.G., I think they're getting in because Tupac is already in. And in case they go with 7 inductees this year, because they usually go from 5 to 7, I like Soundgarden over 9 Inch Nails. And that's going to leave us with Thin Lizzy, T-Rex, MC5, and Todd Rundgren for like the older artists. And even though they're down in the fan ballot thing, I think T-Rex gets in. Now my favorite's Todd Rundgren. I just don't see him getting in this year. Now, I'm on the fence about the Doobie Brothers because it adds fuel to their reunion tour. They're touring this summer with Michael McDonald. First time in a long time. I think it'd be great for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's image. It would bring people out to the induction ceremony because, you know, everybody's kind of into the Doobie Brothers this year. And but I think if the Doobie Brothers go in, I don't think Whitney Houston will go in. So here's my recap. I will give you my 1 through 16. I got at number 1 Pat Benatar. I think she's a shoe in. Dave Matthews Band, I think she's going in. Notorious B.I.G. Those 3 I think are locks. Motorhead goes in. If they don't, Judas Priest will. Soundgarden goes in. If they don't, 9 Inch Nails will. Whitney Houston, if she doesn't go in, I think it's either going to be the Doobie Brothers or Rufus featuring Chaka Khan. T-Rex is my next choice. If they don't go in, it's going to be Todd Rundgren, Thin Lizzy, or MC5. Then we go to Judas Priest, Depeche Mode, Kraftwerk. I think that's where we're going to get to the bottom of the list. Well, we should know within the next couple of weeks if any of my predictions came true. If they don't, well, you know, whatever. Predictions are predictions. Just don't put any money on it. Anyhow, as I said, thanks for tuning in to episode 1. Please subscribe. Share this with your friends. Hope you're enjoying these. We'll keep them coming. This is Thom Jennings saying thanks so much.